Welcome to Explore, Explain, Highlights. In this Highlights package, we'll be looking at Season 2, Episode 3, with our guest, Gurman Bhatia, discussing their project, The Figures Behind the Faces.
I tend to get a little local and regional especially when covering India, because I just understand it so well. But Simon will ask me, he has this question, Simon Scar, who's my editor, has this question always when I say something that's highly regional. He's like, will Joe in New York get it? And so, yeah, we are designing for Joe in New York. And I do the reverse. If he puts like Central Park for scale at all times, I would say like Diljit and Amritsar won't really get this. So Amritsar, for what it's worth, is a city in Punjab, India. So like, yeah, we have this thing. So ideally, whatever work we want to design for both Joe in New York and for Diljit in Amritsar. Like that's the goal. And although like some of the ideas that I had were highly local, would be very relevant to an Indian audience, when I pitched those ideas to Simon, especially for the selection, he picked up ones that were quirky. Like he literally used those words because we thought that those are the things that would really be fascinating and interesting to the global audience. Like that long scroll that the story starts with. So basically, for the benefit of the audience, I'll just explain, like it's a grid of photos of everybody, and as you scroll through it, it tells you a story about those people. And that scale idea, that to scroll and scroll and scroll to get to a single woman, or to scroll and scroll and just tell bits and pieces about the people as you scrolled past their faces. That was an idea I had from the beginning. Like, I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to have a narrative within the photos.
8,049 candidates. We've got 543 seats, 460 plus parties. In terms of the kind of criminal cases, the most faced by one person was 240. We've got wealth up to $157 million. The age extent 25 to 90. I mean, these are big, diverse numbers to work with.
I had like this test link where I would just add divs with all the photos just to see how long it would take to scroll as I kept getting the photos. And I said, initially I was thinking this is taking way too long. And I started like making the photos smaller. And my editor was like, no, the time that is taking long is the best part. I would say even make them bigger. On the titles. I definitely remember one of the titles sounded like a Bond movie. It was called something like Full Disclosure. So we do come up with like a bunch of options and we kind of brainstorm, and then it's like, okay, something with figures, something with faces, and like, yeah, it's basically at that time we were using Slack. So on Slack, it's like, okay, option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the result would be a mashup of two or three of those. So yes, Simon was definitely, I think other people might have been involved in too. It's just like brainstorming with the team. What do you guys think? What do you guys
It
think?
sounds like the most fun activity to go through, definitely. And obviously we have the subtitle or introduction, which at least expands a bit further. And what I always love about Reuters titles, subtitles, headings is it gives you a clear prospect as a reader or viewer what you're about to get from this. There's no sense of it leaves you with this kind of enigmatic sense of, well, I've got no idea what this is about. It says very clearly, here are the things that we're going to tell you about. So I think that's always a good practice for a title. Were you ever considering making them grayscale for consistency, and thereby the only colours that we encounter are meaningful colours? were you ever going to colour the photographs at the top of this is by party as you do later on, or did you just feel that to begin with you needed to sort of leave these almost originals as they were?
I did try the grayscale thing originally. Like that was one of the variants. Like initially when I was mocking up things, I did try grayscale, but I liked the color so much more. And seldom are like our graphics this colorful. This is a very colorful page. I will definitely, but it's also the nature of the country and like the nature of the people, and like it shows when you make them grayscale, the face features, yes, you can't see the faces that clearly, but still certain features of the face get masked when it's grayscale. And there is wide variety. Like if you're scrolling through the women, you see the saris, and you're looking at men, everybody's wearing a white shirt. Like there are these little subtle aspects that I think I liked personally to be preserved in their original photos and not tampered with. So
I
yeah,
agree.
Thank you for joining us for this Explore, Explain highlights episode. As always, the full episode is available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. We hope to see you again soon on another episode of Explore, Explain.